Hello, ladies and gentlemen of VHS Horror, and welcome back to the VHS Podcast. Wow, that's been a while since I said that. So, today, just for fun, I thought I'd talk about The Walking Dead. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. It could be pretty short, could be pretty long, but I doubt that. So, when I'm watching The Walking Dead, I find myself quite often thinking about the storylines that they can't do anymore. Storylines like, if you didn't know, if you didn't read the comics, Carl and Lydia get together, Lydia being the daughter of the Whisperer's leader, Alpha. And, well, I feel the need to explain this shit. I have no idea when she gets introduced. I'm still in Season 8. Pretty early on. I just started Season 8. Anyway, I don't remember how huge that storyline was, but I remember there being a lot to it. Or at least quite a bit. And I know when the comics end, he gets with Sophia, so I know that Lydia must die somewhere. Or it doesn't work out. I don't know what happens. Been a while since I read them. Then the last one I read, oh man, I remember seeing everyone's heads on the stakes or whatever. So I remember Alpha cutting off heads and having Rick Grimes on top of a building overlooking all these walkers. Don't know exactly what issue that would be. But yeah, that's the last one I remember reading. I don't remember seeing Negan killing Alpha. I don't remember any of that stuff. I don't even remember Negan getting his throat slit, but I read past that part. So I read it at some point. But anyway. So I don't know how long this video is going to turn out. I think I'll just talk about Carl and Lydia. Maybe. Because there's not a whole lot that I know from the comics. So I can still talk about changes and screw-ups. So, what I was thinking is, like, killing off Carl is one of the stupidest things they could do. There's no point to it. There's only one thing that it did, and it was it contributed to the story that they're doing right now, but they didn't have to do that. They could have done something completely different. Unless the actor was being an asshole, like, oh no, I want more money or some shit. I see no reason why to get rid of him. Now, personally, you can say whatever you want. Personally, I hate the actor. I thought Chandler Riggs was a shit actor when he was a kid, and he's still a shit actor. My opinion. I know a lot of people like him, but I don't. Anyway, and when he died, I didn't find myself sad. I was actually kind of happy. In a way. But I was also mad, because to me it didn't make sense. Now, I'm all for killing characters. I love it when something tragic happens in a movie, show, book, whatever. I love it when something like that happens. Because usually it sets up something big. And in The Walking Dead, it did. Although the finale for Season 8 wasn't that good. I said I started Season 8? No, I started Season 9. Anyways, the finale for Season 8 wasn't really that great. Personally, if I was Rick, I would have just been like, you know what, Negan, we're going to save you, but we're going to take you back and make you watch us execute all the saviors. And I would have killed all of them, and it would have been some good shit. I wouldn't have been like, yeah, no, let's let them go on their way as we can trust them. They don't have Negan anymore. We can trust them. Yeah, no, Rick, smart. Anyway. That finale was not good. And I know I'm late to the party talking about this shit. I'm a season and almost 2 seasons behind, because Season 10 starts in October. So I'm a season late to talk about this shit. Anyway. What was I talking about? All I'm thinking about is how stupid Rick was. Anyway. To me, I see no reason to kill off Carl. I thought it was stupid. And then I got thinking, when I heard the news that they were going to get rid of him way back when, I was thinking, okay, I know what they're going to do. No, because she's still a kid. I was thinking, they're going to age up Judith quite a bit. Probably however old Carl was. I don't know how old he was when he died. Anyway, they're going to age her up and make her get with Lydia. To me, it made sense, because it's like, well, they have this kid who dies in the show. It would have been in Season 3, But they have this kid who dies really early on in the show. What's the point of her? Surely she's going to be of some use. I mean, she wasn't in the comics. Surely she's going to have some story later on. And it's going to be with the Whisperers. Yeah, no, she's, I don't know how big the time jump was. It wasn't that big, I don't think. I think I read that she's like 10. So yeah. She won't be getting with Lydia. Almost said Alpha. I don't remember the story perfectly, but I remember enjoying it somewhat. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. They killed Carl off right when the story was getting good. Now, if this happened after, I would have been like, heck yeah, because again, I don't like him, but to me it made no sense. Then they got rid of Andrew Lincoln, Rick. I don't know if he left because of the movies coming up. I don't know if he left because of rumors quite a while back about how he wanted to leave to be with his family because the show was taking up a lot of his lifetime, blah blah blah. But yeah, he ended up leaving the show. I'm pretty sure it was of his choice though. They didn't write him off. Because I remember also reading that Norman Reedus, Daryl, he was begging him not to leave. You know, I'm fine with Rick being gone, I guess. Great character. I'm gonna miss him on the show, but yeah. You know, I'm more fine with him being killed off than Carl. Because Carl actually had a story. Rick, I think he was just pushed around a lot, wasn't he? I don't remember how things went with him and the Whispers, but I know that eventually he ends up dying and becoming a walker, then Carl has to kill him. Yeah. So to me it didn't make sense. Pretty much what I want to talk about. And it's only 7 minutes long. Holy shit. We gotta talk about some more shit. Let's talk about stuff that happened in the comics versus stuff that happens in the show. Carol, I don't know why she's still alive. Maybe it's because these days it's like, yeah, we need a strong woman leading the show. It's like, yeah, but you haven't shown for that. And she's still alive in the comics. Carol died in season... It would have been season 3 or 4. In the comics, she's an idiot. They have this walker tied up. I don't know if it was like her girlfriend or who it was. I think she tried kissing it or some shit. I don't remember. But she was stupid. She goes up to this chained up walker and it just bites her. I don't remember if her kid's seen it or not, but I kind of hope that did happen just because it would make it worth reading again, because I think that'd be a little bit more interesting depending on who's seen it happen. But yeah, Carol dies. I'd be fine if she died pretty early on in the show. She's not that good of a character. I mean, I know she's a fan favorite, but I could care less. It's like, yeah, what does she really have? Huh? What she got going for that makes her special? She's no more special than someone like Gabriel. And he's pretty useless. I almost said Ezekiel, but no, he's pretty cool. And I wish they hired someone a bit bigger to play the part. Only because I really like the character of Ezekiel, and it would have been awesome if they looked spot on. And in the comics, I'm pretty sure Ezekiel was a heavier dude. And I don't know, I think he looked older, didn't he? I always thought he was in his 60s. But this dude in the show is like, what? 30s? He can't be in his 40s. I suppose he might be, he just looks young, but yeah. Oh shit. I'm going to talk about something that's going to get me in trouble with a lot of people watching. That's going to come after. All I'm going to say is I expect quite a few of you to get pissed. But considering our community is pretty mature, I don't know. In reality, a lot of you guys might be like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's get back to the comics. Carol dies, and Maggie and Glenn adopt Sophia. No idea what happens to her after that. And none at all. Trying to think. I know they go up to the hilltop, and in the very end, she gets with Carl. No clue what happens in between. Maybe I'd have to reread the comics, but that's not much of a relationship. Thinking maybe they brought Enid in the show to replace Carl and Sophia, but I don't know how close those two were in the show. I mean, she whined like an idiot when he died, but he was a friend, and most people would whine. So I have no idea. I need to rewatch some of this shit. And reread some of this shit too. Oh my. Another big thing that happened in the comics that I would have loved, but it'd probably be a bit difficult to do. I mean, okay, we'll get to that. If they cut off Rick's hand. Now, I know how difficult it can be writing for a character with one hand. Currently, well, I did it, and then after I get done with what I'm working on right now, I'll be doing it again. Yeah, that shit can be difficult. You always gotta remember, like, oh, this character can hardly wipe his ass on his own. So he can't really take on someone like Negan, in a fist fight anyway. That wasn't meant to be an insult, by the way, to anyone watching with any disabilities. I didn't mean he couldn't wipe his ass. But I meant, like, there's a lot he can't do with one arm. Or one hand. Excuse me. But think about how interesting it would have been. And now, I don't know if it happens in Season 9, but in the Season 10 trailer, we see Aaron with his arm chopped off, and he's got this, well, I assume it's chopped off. He's got this metal arm now. And I'm thinking, well, if they're doing that now, why didn't they do that with Rick? Literally, Aaron now looks exactly like Rick Grimes in the comics. He's got that big-ass beard, shaved head. I don't know if he did in the trailer or not, but I guess that he shaved his head recently. Anyway, shaved head, big-ass beard, metal arm. That dude's turning into Rick Grimes. It's gonna be pretty cool. And I wouldn't be too surprised if they gave him... Well, no. I think they gave him Rick's story, but I can't imagine him becoming the leader. Okay. Let's see. What else? Let's talk about Negan real quick. I really wish he swore as much as he did in the comics. It was just a part of his character. They don't feel like the same character, you know? In the comics, there's this just loud-mouthed asshole. Every other word is F this, F that. And in the show, it's like... What's that shitty line that I shared recently in the community tab? Something about PP City or something like that. Like, it sounded so stupid. Wait, I gotta go to the community tab and read this shit. So I shared a GIF that had that little bit of writing on it. Okay. It's gonna be PP Pants City here real soon. I don't know what he says in the comics. It's been a while, but wouldn't it have been better if it was like, it's gonna be Piss Your Pants City here real soon or some shit. I don't know. But like, it just sounds so stupid. But whatever. I like Negan. And personally, I found myself rooting for him in the finale. I wanted him to kick Rick's ass. And I don't know if it was in the finale or not. Maybe it was the episode before. when Rick takes him down, he's chasing him in this building, and he lights the bat on fire and shit. I found myself just going, oh, come on, he can kick his ass, you know? I want him to take that bat and just beat the living shit out of him. Maybe it's because I'm currently writing, and I love my badass character, and it's like, yeah, I want to see these guys being the ones on top. I want to see these guys being the ones kicking ass. I don't know. Something about Negan, it's like, yeah, no, I want him to win. Doesn't, though. Ends up getting his throat slit. Lays there for a good minute or two before anything really happens. It's like, yeah, good job, Rick. Somehow you managed to take him down by cutting his throat and he didn't die. Rick is smart. He knows what he's doing. Somehow he knew perfectly how to cut a man's throat and still be able to save him after like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. I started watching The Walking Dead recently after I started picking up my writing. Started rewatching it, or not rewatching, but picking up where I left off. I didn't pick up my writing. It's just after I started like getting really heavy into it, I was like, yeah, I need something cool to watch while I'm doing this shit. Walking Dead used to be pretty good. So that's why I started watching this stuff again. Personally, I don't know. There's some episodes I just want to skip. But I don't, because it's like, well, it's part of the show, I gotta watch it. It adds to the story. Like pretty much anything with Rick and Daryl in it, Negan. Gotta watch it. Free, Netflix, you know, so shows are free. But I don't know, some shit's really boring. I could care less about the Junkyard or whatever it's called. Jadis's group, Jadis, whatever her name is, Jadis. Care less about her group. They all died, it's like, nah. I did want to see Simon get killed, though. Not because, oh no, we killed all those people. I almost said innocent, but yeah, not really. Well, there was kids there. But anyway, I wanted to see him die. And that's just because he was breaking the rules. And when you break the rules, you're gonna get your ass kicked. You can't just do that shit. When someone like Negan tells you what to do, you listen, or you'll die. Or at least that's how I always thought he was in the comics. I mean, he let him off with that in the show. And he only killed him after he tried killing him. I'm pretty sure Jadis's group is a whole new thing in the show. It wasn't in the comics. But if that did happen and Simon was a character in the comics, I could see Negan killing him then. And not waiting. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let you off with that shit. No. He would have been like, well, time to bash in a skull or some shit. Pick up his bat and just cave his friggin'... Ah, man. Oh my gosh. Talking about caving in skulls. Something I wanted to see so frigging badly was when Tara was chasing Dwight through the woods. When she had him at gunpoint, I wanted him to take that gun, turn around, and just beat her face in. Oh my gosh. I hate that character so much. I wasn't done saying so, but I figured I should end it somewhere. What does she add to the show besides some annoying piece of shit? She ruins every scene she's in. It's like, oh no, you killed my lesbian girlfriend, now I gotta kill you. It's like, get over it. They killed Abraham. You don't see the whole group freaking out over that, and Abraham's more important than your little doctor friend. God. Abraham was a badass. And they killed him off. Negan murdered him, yeah. And your girl got Abraham's comic version death. That kill was wasted on her. Who cares about Tara's girlfriend? No one. That death should have been saved for someone more important. Should have been saved for something cool, you know? Like, they wasted that kill. They could do it again, but it would just be, you know, it'd be the same thing. Who cares? Who wants to see that again? They can do it, but we want to see something new. I don't care if it's someone you're madly in love with. You get over that shit. Wow. He shot your girl in the head. Who cares? Clearly, the group doesn't care. Definitely not as much as you do. I don't know how she wasn't kicked out a long time ago or got the shit beat out of her. Can any of you guys explain to me why she was kept alive longer than people like Herschel, Beth, Glenn, Abraham? I was like, wait a minute, who else died? Because there's a lot. She's outlived a lot of people. I don't know if Herschel dies before her. He dies during the attack. But I think the governor also dies in that attack too. So no, she outlives Herschel. She was introduced before him, I think. God. She outlived Shiva, the friggin' tiger. No, she doesn't get to outlive a tiger. She outlives what's his name? The old guy at the hilltop. He doesn't like Maggie and he's a wimp ass. I don't know. His name's escaping me right now. I only know he outlives her because, I mean, she outlives him because he dies in the first episode of the next season. And I don't even know that for a fact because I haven't seen it yet. I only read that on the wiki page. Because I like spoiling shit for myself. I don't know why. That's why I can't wait to catch up. Then I'll be like, I can't spoil it on myself because I'll be watching it as it's going on. Oh man, she's outlived too many good characters. Carl! I hate him, but she outlives Carl. She outlives Rick. Or at the very least, she has more screen time than Rick. Because now that he's gone, she's still on the show. I think. I don't. No, Rick doesn't get to see much of the Whisperers, if any, so no, she definitely outlives Rick. Thank you, Alpha. Oh my god. She cuts off Tara's head, and oh, I can't wait to see that. In my opinion, that's too good for her. She deserves something a lot worse. Talking about the comics, Ezekiel was supposed to be one of those heads. Kinda glad he didn't die, but I would have been fine. Enid, I'm pretty sure is the original character. They killed her off on one of those stakes too. Tara. I just wish she got a really, really bad death. Like maybe the group are trying to run away. Maybe the group are trying to run away from a horde and they're like, holy shit, we need a distraction. Tara, come here. Shoots her in the knee and just throws her at them. I don't know. Is it just me? I hated this character. Personally, the way I looked at it, and it's not to insult the actress, the way I looked at it is, she's playing a lesbian. I don't know if she is one in real life, but she's playing a lesbian. She is also overweight. That's not to insult her. It's just looking at her. She is. And I'm thinking the only reason they left her on the show is because it's diversity or some shit. It's like, oh, well, this is special. She's an overweight lesbian character. And if we kill her off, we look bad. No. You'd look good because this character sucks. Pretty sure Tara's an original character too in the show. If she was alive in the comics, well, she'd be dead by now. And let's talk about the thing that I said a lot of you get pissed off at me for. I want to make it clear that I don't have a problem with Siddiq. Siddiq was in the comics. He's serving a purpose. He's also a doctor in the show. Don't remember if he was one in the comics or not, but he serves a purpose. The character I didn't like that is similar to Siddiq is, I guess her name is Nebula or some shit. Why? If it was just the fact that she exists, I wouldn't mind, you know. But it's the fact that when you're watching some of these episodes and you pay attention to what you're looking at, you'll realize the camera focuses a lot on her when she's in a scene. It's like, oh, Ezekiel's talking to the crowd, but look at this. It's diversity. Look at it. We're special. We don't discriminate. Well, no one said you did. But you didn't have to focus on her during this important moment. Focus on the man talking, Ezekiel, the king. Focus on that guy. And then they try to, like, use her as much as possible. They had her, out of everyone in, like, this little area, they had her shank a savior, stab him. I don't remember what she did to him. Then she takes a gun and runs off. It's like, wow, cool. Personally, a kill like that, you know, someone going, I'm going to stand up for my group. That should have been, you know, someone a little bit more important. Like someone who actually plays some type of role on the show. Maybe even Henry, and I don't even like Henry. Henry just picking up a stick and just driving it through the guy. That would have been better than Nebula or whatever her name is. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not, because the only reason I know this character's name is from the wiki. I didn't even know this character had a name. I looked her up. I was like, why is this character getting so much attention on camera? Why does the camera always focus on her? And it's like, oh, reading the wiki, she doesn't play any significant role, she doesn't do anything. She's literally just a background prop, like every other extra on the show. I want to make it clear, I have no problem with the fact that she is what she is. I don't want to say some words because it's like, oh, well, even though it's like a race of people or whatever, YouTube would be like, oh no, you can't talk about them. So it'd be like, oh great, whatever. But anyway, I have no problem with those. It sounds bad when you say it like that, but I have no problem with that group of people. That sounded better. Like I said, Siddiq, no problem with him. He serves a purpose. And he got one of my least favorite characters killed. So you know what? I like him even more for that. But it's just the fact that this random extra is getting so much screen time in every scene she's in. It's like, yeah, she's an extra. She's nothing more. Stop focusing on her. If Ezekiel is speaking, the king, he's got a friggin' tiger and shit. If that man is speaking, you focus on him. And you know what? You don't want to look at him because you have to show Shiva and that it costs too much money to animate or whatever. Then point the camera up at his face. But when the important people are speaking, this would be like, let's say Rick and Judith. And this is before she's like old enough to speak. This is like 5-year-old Judith and Rick. He's just standing there going, oh yeah, I'm gonna go over to the prison again. We left some stuff behind. I'm gonna go get that shit. And the whole time he's talking, they just focus on her. It's like, okay, this is something new. This is completely made up, by the way. This is something new. Rick's going back to the prison? They left stuff behind? What? And the whole time, the camera's like, yeah, but look at the baby. Don't focus on how serious Rick's being right now or why he's talking to a baby. Maybe I should have said he was in a crowd or some shit talking to them, and they focused on the baby. But yeah, it's like, don't focus on Rick being serious right now. Focus on the baby. And at least the baby. At least she's a minor character. She plays a bit of a purpose. What does the extra do? What does the background character do? Don't focus on an extra in every scene. We get it, okay? She's not like the other ones. She is a larger woman. She's wearing one of those head things. We get it. She's diversity, Walking Dead. We understand. You're trying to make your show more diverse. But you don't gotta focus on... You know what? If you want to focus on her, and I've already went on about this for far too long. But if you want to focus on her, give her a role. Make her play a role that serves some type of significance to show her as much as you do. And to some of you, you may be going, what? They don't show her all that much. But pay attention to the scene she's in. Really pay attention when you're watching. The camera always focuses on her whenever she's in a scene. And my only way of, excusing this is, they're doing this to make us go, oh, hey, she's different. We get it. But at the very least, again, if you're going to focus on her so much, make her play a role in the show. Don't just leave her as an extra. Like, no one gives a shit about your extras. All your extras in the show, all those extra characters, they can die. No one cares. If this Nebula woman got bit and just slowly got ripped apart, I'd be like, yeah, okay, another death. We don't connect to this character. There's nothing special about her. It'd be like any other extra getting killed. No one cares. Give her a role to play, and then that'll make sense for why you're showing her so much. Heck, maybe she does have a role. Maybe she's a secret whisperer or some shit. I don't know. Wouldn't that be something? It'd be like, oh, that's why they're focusing on her during this serious, speech by the king. Because she's taking in all this information and reporting it back to the whisperers. Ooh. I want to make it extremely clear, though, before we move on. I have no problem with the character's race. Again, I like Sadiq. I have no problem with the fact that she is, by definition, overweight. She is... This is not insulting the actress, but she is a larger woman. It's not me saying, oh, I got a problem with that. I don't. I couldn't give a shit. I don't got a problem with the person she is. I got a problem with the character she's playing. A character of very little significance, very little importance. She is playing an extra. Stop giving her attention. If it's an extra, it's an extra. If it's a minor or a major character, you give them attention. Because they're your main characters. Everyone from Aaron, his boyfriend, I barely know his boyfriend, but he's at least a character that serves some type of importance because he's Aaron's boyfriend. Rick, obviously, you focus on him in any scene he's in that's important, at least, whatever, blah blah blah. Judith, she's a friggin' baby right now where I'm at in the show, but even she's more important than focus on the extras. Carl, you wanted to for some reason dig his body up and focus on him during the scene. That's very... that's head scratching. So yeah, focus on that. But I'm done talking about this specific thing, because I've already went on for far too long about it. Anyway. We're just talking about The Walking Dead now. Not really anything... We're just ranting a bit. I ranted about Tara. I ranted about useless extras. I've talked about differences between the comics and shit. Let's just talk about how I think it's going to end. Excuse me. And first of all, actually, let's talk about Michonne. She's leaving the show. Oh my. I really hope she dies. I have no problem with Michonne, but don't just go, oh, hey, look, a helicopter, that's convenient, goodbye, Michonne. No. Say, oh no, the Horde's attacking, and you're all gonna die. No, Michonne, don't run into the middle of that Horde trying to save us all. No, you're dying, no. Like, give her a cool death. Like, don't just go, oh, hey, look at that. There's, like, some big-ass tank rolling up. Yeah, Michonne, get into the tank and just drive away. You're safe no matter what, in case you want to come back to our show. No. If a character, yeah. If an actor wants to leave the show, you don't go, oh, goodbye, we'll never know if he died or not. You go, okay, you want to leave, we're going to kill you. Simple as that. I don't know. But yeah, if you didn't know, I don't know why they always announce shit like this early. But yeah, Michonne's leaving the show. Or Dan something yeah. I'm not gonna try to pronounce her name. I barely know it. And I think her last name is not one I've really heard a lot. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna say Danny, I think. I don't know, but I think that's not how you pronounce it. I don't know. You know what? We just gotta look it up for fun. Because we're gonna end this soon, because there's not a whole lot to talk about. So, Michonne actress. There we go. Guerrera? Sure, I pronounced that. But anyway, I hope that she gets a good death, not a convenient exit. Now let's talk about Maggie real quick, because I seen a picture of her when I looked up Michonne. I laughed my ass off when she started crying when Rick saved Negan. It's just, if you didn't know, the actress is English. She puts on a voice. The accent's fake. She should never cry in that accent. Oh my. That sounded awful. It sounded like, I don't even remember, like a really old woman. It's just, it didn't sound like Maggie. It sounded like garbage. Ah, man. I don't know. What was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, how I think the show's gonna end. Well, in the comics, we see, at the very end, Sophia and Carl all grown up with their daughter Alexandria. Or not, no, with their daughter Andrea. How I think it's gonna end is after the Whisperer War, if they don't decide to do something new, which I hope they don't, because chances are it won't be that good. I mean, after the Saviors, those badasses, then after the people who wear Walker's skin, how are you going to top that? Maybe they will. Maybe Robert Kirkman's got something cooking up, but I don't know. I think it's going to end after the Whisperer War, and then if they do like something similar to Robert Kirkman's comics, where they show Carl and Sophia all growing up in this house all the way out in the middle of nowhere and shit, it's going to be Judith and someone we get introduced to this season. I almost said Henry, but no. He was affected by that time jump too. Obviously everyone would have been, but I was thinking like, Henry's only what? 10 maybe? No, now he's grown up and he dies too, doesn't he? And you know what's interesting? Actually, I was watching season 8. Yeah. And there's a scene where Henry goes off to, I don't know, go after the Saviors. I'm not sure what he does. But anyway, Carol finds him, like, freaking out and shit, underneath, like, this big tree, hiding behind these thick roots and shit, while the walkers try to get at him. I I almost said it reminded me, but no, it's an Easter egg. It's when Rick left Sophia in the trees, or in that tree. And he's like, okay, stay there, some shit. I'm gonna go lead these walkers away. You stay here, then we're gonna get you back up to your mom. He does that, comes back, she's gone. Well, Carol finds Henry in a tree too. And what is even cooler? What is even cooler about that Easter egg is the actor who plays Henry is Sophia's brother. Is the actress's brother. That just makes Easter egg even cooler. Almost like Carol finding her kid again, but it's not her kid. I was trying to think of, what's her husband's name in the show? Doug? I was gonna be like, maybe it's Doug's kid. It's not her kid. It's a joke. Obviously, Henry. I don't know if I know who his parents are, but now I gotta look up Carol's husband because I don't know what his name was. Ed. That's his name, right? Carol Palillo, whatever her name is. Yeah. Gotta look her up. Look at the wiki because that's the easiest place to just get quick information. Oh, come on, load. Yeah, no, take your time. No, yeah, don't mind. Family. Yeah, Ed. Who is Doug? Anybody? Is he just that fat guy from the video game? Let's look him up too. Walking Dead Doug. Excuse me. Yeah, no, Doug's just the fat guy from the game. But he is also... Doug refers to a character and voice actor that appears in the video game. Okay. And a character in the comic. And a character in... okay. And a walker. Huh. Okay. Well, let's click it just for fun and see who it is. Who is Doug in the TV series? Yeah, it looks about the same. Doug is a walker that's stuck in the mud. Oh, wow, that's cool. With the zombified Lucy Bush? Who's this? With the zombified Louise, is she anybody? Louise Bush is a neighbor of the Green family. Okay. Okay, yeah. I remember those walkers. Okay. Well, 8 minutes. Bandcamp only records for 10 minutes of time, and I used a free demo, and I don't really feel like starting a new recording just to end the video. Let's end it here. I talked about some good Walking Dead shit. Talked about some risky shit. I'm talking about, you know, the useless extra that I expect to get hate about, but whatever. Again, no hate to that actress. It's just the fact that her character is useless. What role does she serve? Anyway. Yeah, that's it. Maybe I'll upload it, maybe I won't. I don't know. But yeah, that has been an episode of the... Well, yeah, Walking Dead. An episode of the Classic VHS Podcast. If you liked it, let me know, and I'll try to do them every now and then. Definitely been a while since the last one. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Welcome to my world.